Hey there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. It's Maggie. Welcome to Moon Directed, where we work with the energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today, we are going to cover the next couple of weeks as we finish out the sun sign season of your birthday season. So happy birthday to you, Aquariuses. This reading is from February 1st through the 18th, I guess, because the sun moves, I believe, on the 18th into, might be the 19th, into, the sun moves into Pisces at that time. All right, so I'm a little distracted because I got a message for you earlier, and that as I was turning on the camera, I'm like, do you have any more messages? And I did get a second one, so I'm trying to keep that thought together, but I do want to take just a second to thank you for picking this channel. You have so many to choose from, and so I really do appreciate you selecting this one. So the image I just got, because I took notes on the first one, so I'm going to go with this one that I'm seeing. It was a balloon. It was filling up, and it was a red balloon, and I was like, okay, so to me that's about breath work. That is about expansion through meditation, through it's inflating something in your life into balloons or happiness, but it's red, so it's root chakra work. And so then I was like, okay, so that's about expanding your sense of security, your sense of well-being, your sense of feeling like your basic needs are met. But it's a balloon which flies, and then I heard roots and wings, and I thought that's funny because it's a balloon, but there is an opportunity here for you to create stability by giving your dreams the opportunity to fly. Wow. Okay. I'm putting more joy in your life. So where can you expand the joy in your life? So we're going to take a look at that. So what we're going to do is the 9-card spread. The other thing was was random. I picked up a crystal, and I was just looking at the crystal, and in the middle of the crystal, all of a sudden I saw an otter. And I was like, what is that? And they're like, well, that's for Aquarius. And I'm like, oh, okay. So otter, when I think of otter, I think of playful. Okay, so that's the balloon too. All right, so I think of playful energy, but they're also very, they're not vegetarians. So in fact, they live on seafood, lots of different kinds, and they'll even eat small mammals. So sorry about that, Aquarius. But I went looking for more information about them, and there was a couple of things that really kind of stood out to me. They have a very thick fur. They have the thickest fur. They do not use blubber to keep themselves warm. They use their fur. And so I was like, it's kind of like you almost need a thick skin to protect yourself from what other people are saying, your environment. But it feels like the environment of negativity, right? Also, they're nocturnal, which I didn't know, but in the winter, they become diurno. I hope I'm saying that right. That's the daytime stuff. Diurno? Trying to remember back to biology. Okay, so your sleep patterns may be shifting. You may be somebody that stays up all night as a rule. Like I have a couple of Aquarian children, and they are night owls, but maybe during the winter time you find that you need more sleep, and that your sleep patterns are shifting around a little bit. They are very community oriented. I thought, well, that makes a lot of sense for an Aquarius. They're very community oriented. When they sleep, they like wrap their little paws around each other, so that they call it a raft. They hook up to each other so that they don't drift away from their community. So I thought that was interesting, but I think for Aquarius, the most important thing is they are considered a Keystone species. That means that when they are when they move into a new biosphere, a new environmental situation, they increase the diversity of what is going on. They benefit the environment around them by the things that they bring in and the things that they do. And so I feel like there's a real message in there for you, Aquarius, that by being who you are, by being playful, by being joyful, by creating your sense of security, the hooking yourselves up to each other, the kind of grounding yourself down into the root chakra of what creates security for you, but also chasing your dreams, going for what you want, and understanding that you have an impact. You have an impact in the world that is very important, and you, Aquarius, are a Keystone species. So let's go ahead and get into the reading and see what we have here. I just really want to encourage you to be proud of your uniqueness, right? So there are a couple things coming up over the next couple of weeks. We have Venus is moving into Aquarius tomorrow today when you're seeing this, on February 1st. And so on the same day, Venus is going to conjunct, not on the same day, on the new moon, which is February 11th, and it happens at 2:22 a.m. That Venus is going to also conjunct at 10 a.m. shortly thereafter with Jupiter. So this sets up this beautiful energy from like the new moon through like the 16th. Some really nice, sweet energy of opportunity to expand things and to what are you passionate about? What matters to you? Where do you want to take it? And so again, I see the balloon. So I almost feel like that balloon is that energy of Venus conjuncting Jupiter for you in your sign of where do you want to expand, what are you passionate about, because red is also about passion, right? So what are you passionate about, what do you want to expand in your life, what do you want to bring in? There's a lot of energy around that. And let's see here, I think that's about it. We do have Mercury is in retrograde, so watch out for that. And I think those were the most important things that I noticed when I was kind of looking at things. That new moon that's happening is also the Chinese New Year, which always happens on the new moon in Aquarius. And so this time it's the metal ox, so it's a lot about prosperity and where we're moving from there. So if you've never been here before, this is the 9-card spread, and we're going to cover the past, the present, and the future, thoughts, feelings, actions. This is the key to the situation, and your overall energy is you have a leg up. And this is that community again. This is that playful, that being supportive of one another energy that's very similar to what we saw, well, what I saw when I was looking at the Otters. So that's important. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so we start with, in the center of the deck, you have, oh, you know what? I don't have all the light on. I was like, why is the light so weird? Ah, there you go. Now you can see stuff. How about that? It's amazing what a little light can do, right? All right, so we have the higher power. This is the key to the situation in your heart space. This is you connecting with your higher self. You connecting with what's important to you. You connect with what your goals, your dreams are, and connecting with your spirit guide team over the next 2 weeks to really, that is such a potent new moon, and it's happening in your sign. So if you are an Aquarius rising, it is happening in your first house. If you are an Aquarius sun, it could be happening in any of your houses, but it's still where the sun is shining on you, and it's still the core of who you are. And so this is really powerful energy. If it is happening, if your moon is Aquarius and you're having a new moon, that is very strong connection to your emotional base about what you value in the way you feel about things. And so planting seeds of attention. So getting a leg up, so to speak, from the universe. This is a way to raise yourself up, to lift yourself up, to inflate your own balloon, is using this energy to really push through. And so this higher self is an excellent thing to have here. Okay. Wow. It is about breath work. In the recent past, you've been too much up in your head and not enough in the heart space. When I see the breath, it was in reverse. This was also in reverse. And so that means that you need to be connecting, but they don't like to look at them that way. This means you need to be consciously trying to connect more with spirit, and you need to be consciously connecting more with spirit through breath work, through taking a moment to, so reduce the cortisol in your system. Nice. All right, so cortisol is produced by stress, and so breathing will help lower that. Cortisol is that flight or fight hormone, and when there's too much of it going on in your body, and your body's in constant stress mode, then it starts to have a negative effect on your health in so many ways. Weight gain, health issues. It can eventually over time lead to things like diabetes and dementia. Those may or may not be too far down the road. This is about breathing to expand the joy in your life, breathing to expand your dreams in your life, breathing to expand good health in your life. And so also when you think of red, like sometimes you associate that with heart health. And so the need to be breathing. This one, where are you needing to transform your life? Okay, so we have new life here. It was in the reverse. But I think that when we get to that new moon, planting your seeds of intention, what is it that you want to change in your life? What is important to you? What do you want to put the time and energy? What are you willing to put the time and energy into to create something new for yourself in your life? And so this is a matter of sitting down. And so new moon intentions are a matter of writing it out, what it is that you're trying to bring into your life, right? And always it starts with the gratitude. What are you grateful for? Because when you start counting your blessings, you raise your vibrational energy. Higher vibrational energy helps to, I heard, crack open the seed. It gives it fertile soil. Oh, okay. Gives it fertile soil in which to grow, your dream to grow in. And again, this was in the reverse. Are they all in the reverse? No. Okay. All right. So, this is yin. Yin is about being open to receiving, and with it in the future, in the heart, in the head space, again, with it in the reverse, it says you are spending way too much time thinking about what you need to do, but instead asking for the help. Spirit stands by to help. Spirit stands by to give you a leg up, but you have to ask. That's free will. So connect with your higher self. Do it through breathing, through meditation. Start thinking about what changes you want to make in your life that will make you feel fresh and new. And open yourself to receiving the gifts of the universe. This is in the house of abundance. And so the way to receive the abundance is to first ask for it, and secondly, to open up and say things like, I always have more than enough and there's more on the way. Because when you're hanging on tightly and you have your fist closed, then the universe can be pouring down all this abundance, but you can't catch it. But if you have your hands open, then you can catch it. So it's a matter of releasing control, releasing worries, releasing fears, and opening up to receiving from the universe what it is that you're getting. So there's been some doubts around what is the next steps, what am I building, how am I going to get there. So the building blocks, being in the area of the doubts in the heart space, is like maybe not knowing exactly what it is you need to do. Pray for guidance, ask for the leg up, ask for the universe to bring you that, and ask them to bring you the signs and the help in a very clear way so that you can recognize them. Like, pray for clarity. Like, pray for the help, but pray for the clarity to understand when you are receiving the help so that you know what to do. Oh, okay. So as lovely as the energy is to finish out these 2 weeks, you're walking out of this month with a lot of chaos and conflict showing up in the heart space. So I feel like that's confusion. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Ask for the help. The nice thing about seeing this before it happens, being that it's predictive, means that it's not set in stone and you have the ability. So you can't ever do anything about the past, except forgive it and release it and learn lessons from it. But what you choose to do now affects the future. Nothing is set in stone. So by choosing to work with your higher power, by choosing to transform your life and plant the seeds of intention, by choosing to ask for the guidance and the support you need and looking to see where it is in your life, you can change this so that you can reduce the amount of chaos and conflict going on in your life. Okay, so in the recent past, you've been feeling left out, orphaned, alone. This is very much like the Five of Pentacles energy. Some situation where it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a family situation, something where you thought something was going to be a lot more supportive. It doesn't feel supportive, but you are supported, maybe just not in that situation. And maybe that situation was a growth opportunity for you to learn how to support yourself through self-love, self-esteem, and your value systems of understanding who you are. We attract energy into our life that's at the same vibrational frequency that we are, and that's why the gratitude when you're planting your seeds of intention is so important, because it raises that frequency, so that you bring in the higher vibrational opportunities. And so when we have struggles, and there seems to be a lot around a need to heal the inner child and the divine masculine and feminine energies. I keep getting this messages over and over. In fact, next week I'm actually going to do videos. The theme will be on healing of the divine masculine and feminine. There is this need to heal that so we can heal our inner child so that we can love ourselves. We don't always get what we need from our parents, especially not this time frame, because so many people incarnated, especially if you were born prior to 1996, you held your hand up and you said, I agree, I will help, I will show up, and I will drag all the karmic baggage of my lineage in, and I will help to resolve it. So you're a very brave soul that came to do that. Those who were born after 1996, you said, I am coming here to raise the vibrational frequency of the planet. And so there was a different energetic generation that came in. And so depending on where you are, and because we are, crossing that threshold into that age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is like, the ages bleed into each other, and we are in Aquarian energy. We are still in Piscean energy, but we are both. And this is the age of Aquarius. It's just not the fullness of the age. It's the beginning stages. And so you guys choosing to have Aquarius strong in your chart, whether it's your sun, your moon, and your rising, you came in with this mission. And that makes you stand out, and it makes you be different from everyone else. And so at times you're going to feel like you're really all alone, but you're not. Remember the Otters. It is about finding your community, finding where you fit in, finding how you can work together to feel safe, to feel secure, and to build something new, a new paradigm. So some are clearing energetic baggage of thousands of years, and that's the work you came to do. And then others are here in the higher vibrational energy to be your own self, to be your own voice, and yet working collaboratively with others. And part of who you're working collaboratively with is your higher self, is the energy of the galactics that are here to help. There's so much in your ability to do this. And so maybe you've been like, I don't know how to build this. Well, when I see chaos and conflict in the context of what I'm hearing right now from Spirit, I feel like you have to break some eggs to make an omelet. Chaos and conflict is part of what the whole process is in creating the new paradigm that you raised your hand and said, I'm here to do. And so in the area of what action to take, again, we had the reversal. It's the yang. And I actually think I'm going to leave that in the reverse, because I think what that's saying is the action that you take is open yourself up to receiving the guidance, the support, to seeing what needs to be done. Because the outcome is the between worlds. And it's in the reverse also. And I think the way you move this forward is by opening yourself up to reception. All right, let's take a look at the extra guidance we have here. Okay, so take note of intuitive messages. We have the moon. This is about you focusing on planting your seeds of intention, taking time to meditate and breathe, and to get the information connecting to your higher self. And we have release the old and rest. Release the old and rest. Allow yourself. Yeah, so releasing the old and rest. That would be not taking action at this time. That'd be open to receiving. Be open to receiving, allowing the old paradigm to slip away. That full moon that just happened in Leo had a lot of powerful, stressful energy around it, and it was like the final breakdown of 2020. Literally, 2020 doesn't end until this new moon this year. I usually don't set by lunar by my yearly calendar according to the Chinese New Year, but I'm finding there might be in that ancient wisdom a really good reason for it. And so especially this year, right? So this year, celebrating the end and welcoming in your new solar return, your new year that way, gathering your energy and preparing to move out of the dark into the light. See, this is that dark energy right here, and this is that moving forward energy, because it looks a lot like this. So I don't think it's quite time, but I think you're getting close. So in the heart space, you have set your goals, leadership. This new moon is really important. What do you want to accomplish over the course of the next year? Understanding that there may not be a shooting out of the gate super fast, right? Because this new moon's happening while Mercury's in retrograde. But it's happening in conjunction with Venus in Jupiter. And Venus in Jupiter is about what you value in the heart space, because it's love, and what you value in the financial space, because it's money. So what is really and truly of value to you? There's a need to determine what that is. There's a need to set goals for yourself, planting those seeds of intention, maybe not necessarily knowing what all the steps are, but saying this is what I'm heading toward, and I'm open to receiving guidance from the universe so that I know what those steps are and what it is I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like there's a possibility that I have these in the wrong spot. I picked these out a week ago, but let's just see what we get for guidance is guidance. Okay. Oh no, this is right. You have the heron. Assert when opportunity appears. They will stand in the marshlands still, so still that if you're not paying attention, you miss them. And because they're kind of that blue-gray color, they can really blend in. And they sit there and they wait. And they wait. And then some fish is silly enough to swim by. Okay? So then they move like lightning speed and they fish that thing right up and out. But first they have to know what that is they want. And what they want is dinner, right? They've set their goal. I'm going to stand here until I find dinner. There is a need for you to figure out what it is that you want, to to set your intention and to allow yourself I see this, the chaos and conflict, and if you look, like the spots are blowing off and it's becoming something new underneath. There's a change happening, and it's just like the change of the seasons when all the leaves fall off and then they're blowing around in the wind, and you have to wait and allow them to rest before, springtime comes. And it's not quite springtime yet. And so you're going to remain between worlds for a little bit longer. But knowing that you are making a plan is going to be very beneficial for you. So over the course of these next 2 weeks, really focus in on, what do you want to do? Really, what is most important to you? What is your values? And how do you want them to expand, like the balloon in your life, right? And then who is your community, like the Otters? Who's going to create that raft and float into the next section with you? Okay? All right, let's get you a color card and send you out there. I really do wish you a happy birthday. I think that for many that you're like, right? I thought my birthday would be more fun. But I really think this Chinese New Year, so, ring in that New Year. Or on your birthday, ring it in like it's a new year. And get rid of what doesn't work. So, you have Mauve. Enjoy clear hearing. Okay? That is hearing from the divine. Take the time, spend a little time in meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it. Ask for what you want, and know that Spirit's here to give it to you. Ask for clear hearing so that you hear and you know what the signs are. This is something to ask for, right? I really want to be open, and I want to see, and I want to notice, and I want to have clarity. So enjoy clear hearing. Wear some light colored purple and say, I'm, Spirit, I'm connecting. I have my antennas open and I'm listening. All right? You guys take good care. I will see you back here next week. We're going to do that. No, I forgot totally. We're doing Monday Night Live. So if you have any questions, pop in, because I do answer some questions live on that. And it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, U.S., 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And if you are in Australia, it's actually Tuesday morning for you. It's 11:30 a.m. on Tuesdays. So, all right, you guys take care. We'll talk soon.